A very good Monday morning to you, Kentuckiana. It's 6 a.m. as we kick off yet another work week. I'm Grace McKenna.
And I'm Jim Stratman. Thanks for joining us here on WHS11 and over on WHS11 Plus. Let's welcome in our meteorologist, Julie Martin, as well, who's joining us today to bring us all down just a little bit. After a really good weekend, Julie, the rain is coming in.
Yeah, unfortunately, we are in for a wet weather pattern, and that starts today. We do have the rain on the move coming up from the south here, noticing at least some light to moderate showers starting to work their way into Kentuckiana. And we'll see these scattered showers really throughout the day today, but it won't be an all-day washout. We'll get a few breaks here or there, and then I think by tonight, we'll get a much bigger window of dry time to get outdoors and do maybe some exercise or even dine outside tonight. I think we'll be in the clear for a bit anyway, but this wet pattern, it's going to stick around with us pretty much all week long. Current temperatures right now at 66 degrees here in Louisville. We have 63 in Bedford and 63 in Springfield. So for the forecast today, we'll see those showers throughout the day on and off. Again, not an all-day washout. Likely settling down this evening, though, turning it over to mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures should hit a high of around 77 degrees, and elsewhere throughout Kentuckiana, anywhere from the low to mid-70s. I'm tracking a big warm-up, though, coming late week. I'll detail that coming up in your full forecast.
Julie, thank you. Breaking overnight, the U.S. and China have agreed to cut many of their new tariffs on each other's goods for 90 days. The details came from the White House in the last couple of hours, and it says that by Wednesday, the U.S. will lower tariffs on Chinese goods from 145% to 30%. China will cut tariffs on American imports from 125% to 10%. Both parties also agreed to continue discussions about future trade relations. The deal follows a weekend of talks in Switzerland.
Also new this morning, Pope Leo will speak directly to the media for the very first time, holding his first news conference. It comes after more than 100,000 people came to see his first Sunday blessing at St. Peter's Square yesterday. The new pope used his first address to call for peace, urge immediate ceasefires in Gaza, and call for a just and lasting peace in Ukraine.
We're going to go now to Gabe Gonzalez live in the newsroom with how Louisville plans to honor and support the new pope today.
That's right, and we know that there's a pretty big event planned for just later tonight, Gabe.
Hey, good morning, Jim and Grace. Yeah, following Pope Leo's first Mass at St. Peter's Square in Rome on Sunday, there is a Mass in Thanksgiving at the Cathedral of the Assumption here in downtown Louisville. And again, this is just to honor and pray for the new Pope. Now, let me give you some of those details. It starts at 6 o'clock tonight at the Cathedral of the Assumption on South 5th Street in downtown. Archbishop Shelton Fobbs will lead that Mass. We were able to speak with him right after the new pope was chosen last week, and he gave us some insight into why he believes the conclave was so quick.
Before they enter into conclave, they do have discussions about what are the needs of the church and who do we see amongst us that possesses those gifts. And so I do believe that Pope Leo XIV's gifts were obviously known.
Archbishop Bob did make it clear he does not know the Pope personally, but says he, quote, he's filled with hope for the future of the Catholic Church. Now, Leo XIV is expected to be meeting with members of the press later today, and his first formal address will be later this month. Jim, Grace.
Thank you very much, Gabe. This morning, a doctor with the University of Louisville is facing child abuse charges. 35-year-old Bradford Marsili was arrested Friday and charged with possessing and distributing child abuse materials. Investigators say it was found on his cell phone. Court documents reveal from June 2024 through January 2025, Marsili, quote, knowingly had material in his possession visually depicting a sexual performance by a minor. Following an online tip, police uncovered around 70 pictures and videos. Police say 10 of the images were distributed on social media. Now, in a statement, a spokesperson from U of L said, quote, Dr. Marsili was immediately placed on leave by the university on Friday when notified of these charges. The university is fully cooperating with law enforcement in this matter. Marsili is due back in court a week from today. And just into our newsroom this morning, the LMPD is investigating a double shooting in the Parkland neighborhood that sent 2 people to the hospital. It happened around 3 a.m. on West Kentucky Street when police say they received a call about a shooting. They arrived to find a woman who had been shot. A short time later, a man arrived at Norton West Louisville Hospital with a gunshot wound. Police later determined the two shootings were related. Both are expected to survive. The LMPD is now asking anyone with information to call the anonymous tip line at 574-LMPD.
And right now, there is an active death investigation after a woman's body was found in Shelby County. Police say the body of 24-year-old Brianna Perry of Lexington was found near the 26.4-mile marker of I-64 on Friday night. As of this morning, no details about how Perry died have been released. Autopsy results are pending.
Well, support is pouring in from all over Kentucky, Anna, to rebuild the cottage at Tingle's Plant and Produce.
The Oldham County Plant Nursery and Antique Store suffered a break-in and fire last Thursday, damaging half of its plants. WHAS11's Clarice Shaley and photojournalist Aspen Hester visited the store on what's typically its busiest weekend to see how the community is going out on a limb to help.
This is better than we ever expected.
Mother's Day weekend at the cottage at Tingle's Plants and Produce got even busier.
Just buying plants, if they need them or not. They're just like, they're buying a $4 plant and saying, here's $100, keep the change.
Owner Vicki Tingle's business caught fire Thursday morning.
See this? This is damage from the fire.
She lost half of her plant inventory.
This is from the heat, not from the fire itself. This is all heat damage. Aw. Little teddy bear sunflowers.
That's not to mention the loss of the other half of the business, the antique shop.
So this is where it started.
The blaze tore through the floor and ceiling. Here's surveillance video recovered from the fire. Vicki sees a hooded man leaving the store 3 hours before the fire. She found the charred cash register empty.
And we were thinking, well, maybe he left some change. He didn't even leave any change.
The store had some break-ins in the past, but nothing like this. Now it's a total loss and has hundreds of dollars of equipment to replace for the plant business. Another shop just down the street, Crestwood Mercantile, has been collecting money since Thursday to help out their friends at the cottage. Some people donated $250 in cash on Thursday and Friday alone.
We get spending money, giving money, and savings, and I wanted to give all the giving money to her.
Even a young stranger donated $104 of her savings.
But it's nice to know that the community really does care and they want to see us here. They want to see us stay here and succeed.
It's an emotional time for Vicki.
That's me. I'm tough.
But with a smile on her face and the support of the community, she's doing all she can do, and that's just to keep going. In Pee Wee Valley, Marie Shaley, WHAS 11 on your side.
As of this morning, Oldham County officials are still investigating the exact cause of Thursday's fire.